am your motivational speaker, also known as Queen Boss Lady, and you will be motivated when you hear me through your speakers. With that being said, come on in here. Let's talk about it. When God is calling you, yes, you, or if God has called you to be the generational curse breaker in your family, the generational curse breaker over your bloodline, He will also call you to do. Oh no, I gotta go turn my AC off. Okay, sorry about that. But He will also lead you and call you to do other things as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say my disclaimer, because this message is not going to be for everybody, but you're more than welcome to listen to the messages, my love. So please don't come over here acting like Cinderella two evil stepsisters. If this message is not for you, that simply means that this is not your shoe size, okay? So God will call you to leave your family. Yes, He will call you to leave your family. It's up to you if you want to leave your family or not, if you want to answer the call or not. I have spoken to so many people that want to hold the title of being a generational curse breaker, but they have not let go of their family. They still got the same friends. Okay, so sweetheart, God has not called you to be a generational curse breaker, and that's okay. He's maybe calling you to do something else, but He's not calling you to do that. Because one particular thing about family and why God is calling you to come from up underneath them is because family will keep you broke. They will keep you stuck. They will keep you unhealed. They will keep you unhealthy. They will keep you stagnated. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, it's a lot going on in this video. So, and it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on when you are the generational curse breaker in your family. There's no need to stay around your family anyways, because they're going to come up against you anyways, because you are the different one. You do things different. You don't get with the program. You're not easily programmed like the people or the women or the men in your family are. They're easily programmed. They love to keep things going in a particular certain way. And if you do not follow suit, you will be banned anyways. You will be dismissed anyways. And when you do step out and you do something different, let's say for instance, like my family had this thing going where they named all the people in the family, their names had a J. They even started naming the children with J. When I started having my children, I was like, hold up, wait. For my niggas who be thinking we soft, we don't play. I was like, hold up, I think not. And it wasn't that I think not, it's just that I thought of giving my child a different name, and just so happened that name that I wanted to give her did not start with a J. And so when I did that, it was just like, oh my God. And then they act like everything is so, it's alarming, like you're just a bad person, and that's another thing, that when you're a generational curse breaker and you decide to stay attached to these family members and these so-called friends, they're going to make you feel like everything that you are being called to do different, they're going to try to manipulate you into thinking that what you're doing isn't right. You know what I'm saying? It's not right that you know, it's not right that you want a man that doesn't beat your ass. You come from a whole bloodline of mud stumpers. We stump holes in people's ass. You come from a whole bloodline of that. So, I mean, what gives you the right to not be a fighter? What gives you the right to want a man that doesn't whoop your ass. You come from a whole bloodline. Like your mother used to get her ass beat, and your grandmother used to get her ass beat by her man. So who do you think you are to go and choose a man that's not gonna whoop your ass? You get what I'm saying? And also, you know, for the generational curse breakers, your family will also try to distract you from each and every new project that you have going on. They will be your biggest distraction, but they won't be your biggest supporter, but they will be your biggest distraction. They will try to distract you whenever you're trying to do what you're supposed to be doing, which is different from what they do on an everyday basis. They're going to try to distract you, you know. Oh, they're going to try to let's go out for drinks, let's go out here. Oh, you don't want to, you think you better than us. They're going to try to get you to compete with them. They go broke going to and go in debt just to get a new car, and you're fine with your Honda Accord that's paid for. All you gotta do is get some tires rotated and pay for some car insurance. You're fine. You're fine with your Honda Accord, okay? But they'll come around you and try to pretend like they stunting on you. They stunting on top of your head because they got something that you don't got. Meanwhile, they're going broke. They're going broke doing these things. It's a lot going on in this video. Just like it's a lot going on. But we're gonna keep pushing forward, and forward we're gonna keep pushing. Get y'all some sun. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all some water and some sun. It's gonna do you wonders, okay? They'll even have something to say about that. Oh, our family does not sit in the sun. We are black. Black people don't sit in the sun. Black people don't sunbathe. We don't tan. Black people don't tan. It's because you are not meant to stay with these people, and these people are not meant to stay with you. But they gonna try and fight you nail tooth. I'm talking about they gonna fight you to the bone, honey. They're going to make you feel bad for disconnecting them. They're going to make you feel bad for saying, you know what, I just got to leave y'all behind. I have met a lot of people that think that they're a generational curse breaker, but then when you listen to them talk and you see clearly, like, no, you're not a generational curse breaker. If you want your child to do the same thing that you did when you was a child, or you okay with your children making the mistakes that you made, and you're not a generational curse breaker. God is not calling you. You're someone that likes to keep generational cycles going. You get what I'm saying? You're someone who is in the old way of living, because this new way of living, this new foundation that God is building here on earth, we are elevating. We are elevating. We are uplifting. We are breaking curses off of our bloodline. We are breaking curses off of our lineage. We are breaking curses off of our children. You know, generational curse breakers, we don't want our children making the same mistakes. So we have made, you know, sacrifices so that our children don't have to make those same mistakes as we did. Versus your mom like, yeah, you gonna be just like me. That is a mother or a family member cursing you when they say you're gonna be just like me. And that is them also saying that we want to keep this thing going, this dark ass cloud that's been over our family for lineages and years and years. You know, let me just insert myself, but I would not tell my child that you gonna be just like me. You gonna be just like me when you grow up, because I had to do a lot of work. I had to do a lot of healing. I used to say my family fucked my life up, and I had to unfuck my life. And so why would I want my child to have to unfuck a lot of things that I fucked up? So therefore, I went and I unfucked those things that was fucked up on my bloodline. So did you. And they're mad about it because they don't want you to be the generational curse breaker, because it sheds the light that shines bright on who the generational curse breaker is. It shines truth on what has been being done to the bloodline in the first place, and how so many have messed up. And that's why they didn't want you to be the generational curse breaker. That's why they told everybody that you was crazy, you was deranged, you was on drugs, you were this, you were that, because they didn't want anybody to be able to look at you and see how different you was and how you were doing things different. But listen at this, listen at these little sneaky little bastards that did not put in any of the work. And this is why, if you're a generational curse breaker, God has called you to come from your family, get from around them. Because when something does take off for you, and it takes, you're the first one in the family to do anything small, and you get any recognition from it. It could be the way you dress. All the women in your family could have a certain dress code to them. You get what I'm saying? You could dress different, and someone give you a compliment like, wow, I really like your style, or, you know, it's something public, or it's something that they hear. They're going to take all the credit for the work that you put in. Yes, they're going to take all the credit for that business that you and God made, the vision that he gave you. They're going to swear to God that they're the ones that gave you that vision. They're going to swear to God that they're the ones that motivated you to start that business up and running. They're going to take all the credit away from you and God. And this is the reason why God has called you to come cut your family off. I know a lot of people that say that they're chosen, or they're the generational curse breaker of their family, but they can't cut their mom off. They can't cut their dad off. They can't cut their siblings off. They're still running to mommy when they need to make a life decision for themselves. They're still running to grandma to make a life decision for themselves. They have not answered the call. So it's like, but yet they want the title. They have not done the work. They have not done the healing, but yet they want the title. So when God is calling you to do something great and be something greater, you're not going to be around the same people, because you're not going to be the same person. For example, when I tried it, when I tested the waters, which is nothing wrong with testing the waters, right? And I decided, okay, you know, I felt like she was a friend of me, but she was so sneaky with it. She wasn't really upfront with it a lot. But when I talked to her, she was like, who is this? You know, she gave me her number. She was like, call me. And I called her, and I'm like, hello. And she's like, who is this? It's like she doesn't even recognize my voice, because I don't have the same voice, because I don't have the same identity that I used to have when you knew me. You don't know me. But I still know you, though. And that's going to be the struggle and the issue when, you know, when God is calling you to leave your family, because he knows that he's calling you to be greater than your family. And your family not going to appreciate that. They not going to want you to live up to that shit. They are not going to want you to live up to being greater than them, to being better than them, choosing to have better relationships. If somebody fuck over you one time, they fucked up and they can't fuck with you no more. Your family is not like that. They let people fuck over them over and over, and they still be friendly, same people. They let men back in again and again and again, over and over, and they act as if nothing happened. But you're the rebel, and but they try to make you to be a problem, because they take your communication as frustration. Like, you know how to communicate very well, so you could ask your family like, hey, what is it? Why do you act that way? Why do you get me in front of people and then try to belittle me? And they will go big on you. They will get mad with you. They will get aggressive with you, because how dare you confront me? How dare you catch me and try to talk to me about it? How dare you? That's not how we handle things. That's not how we do things in this family. In this family, we sweep shit under the rug. We act like nothing ever happened. We act like, you know, bitch, we ain't no actors. Who getting paid to act? Who is getting paid to act? But if you notice your family is always talking about acting, you act like this, you act like that. It's not an act that you putting on. That's not the way we do things. We sweep things underneath the rug, and we don't address things. Addressing things is a sign of weakness. Crying is a sign of weakness. Not wanting war is a sign of weakness. I remember one of my family members told me, oh, if you want to be anything like me, you have to do blah, blah, blah. I said, see, that's the thing. That's the thing right there. I don't want to be anything like you. You are nobody to look up to. And I told my family member this at the age of 13. That's the thing. I don't want to be anything like you. You give me nothing to look up to, but you give me a lot to look forward to, because I know that the shit that I see you do, jot that down, write that down. I won't be adding that to my plate. I'll make sure of it. And they will try to keep you stuck, and they will try to keep you bound and chained to their way of doing things, chained to their way of thinking. A lot of your family members have gone behind the scene, and they're the ones trying to curse your bloodline and trying to curse you, because you are the generational curse breaker. But then when they're in trouble and they need healing, or they need motivation, or they need real knowledge, they coming straight to you. The person who they didn't want to be the generational curse breaker. The one who everybody in the family put their mouth on you, said you wasn't gonna be shit. All the women in your family calling you a prostitute when you practice and you have mastered celibacy. And they some real bitches. And I say bitches because the definition of bitch is a female dog in heat. And that's the women in your family. That's your cousins. That's your aunties. And your uncles. But yet they say that you're the promiscuous one. You're the whore in the family. You're the family sex slave. You're the one that can't get it right. You, Mr. Can't Get Right. They want to shine so much darkness on you because they don't want nobody paying attention to the fuck shit that they do. So they want to keep this negative attention focused in and locked in on you, when you behind the scenes trying to heal certain things that you didn't even do. You're healing things in your family lineage that your mother did and your grandmother did. You're doing things so different that it irritates their spirits. It disrupts the demons within them, and they cannot take it. They can only take it when they need some of it. When they need a little oomph in it. Then they can take it. It's okay then. Or it's okay for them to sneak and watch and mimic what you do and how you doing it. They watch and they mimic. Okay, she doesn't cuss at her kids, even though our mom used to cuss at us. She doesn't cuss at her kids, so I'm gonna try not to cuss at my kids, at least in her face. Okay, she doesn't put her kids down, or she doesn't put people down. I'm gonna try that, at least not in her face. They'll display these characteristics in front of you, but then go right back behind your back and talk about you. Talk about how you changed so much. You think you better than everybody, of course, and you should think you better than them, because you are better than them. Because you chose to do better than them. They chose that raggedy ass street life. Because baby, let me tell you something. The streets don't love nobody. And the streets ain't got no respect for nobody. The streets only got jail and hell and jail cells for people. That's it. But they're so wrapped up in trying to prove to the streets something, when the streets ain't got no love for them. The streets don't love them back. You know what? The streets respect people that know how to get up out them motherfucking streets. That's who the streets respect. The streets respect generational curse breakers. The streets respect people trying to make a new way out. Other than selling you know what, and selling your back. You may not think it, you may not see it, but they respect. That's what the streets respect. So don't get caught up and don't look back and don't go back, because a lot of these people, they wanna attach yourself, they wanna attach themselves to your elevation. All this work you put in yourself, all these changes you made, all these chains you broke off. They haven't changed. They didn't plan on changing. They never signed up to change. But you are the change. And you're the change that has showed up in their life. You may be the youngest in your family. All of these people are older than you, but you are the change that showed up. And they so mad about it. But just tell them, hey, it was my shoe size. It was my calling. It was what God called me to do. God called the women in your family to do other great things, and they chose not to answer that call. Instead, they chose to beat you down and make your journey harder for you. Instead of answering the call that God had over their life, they chose not to answer that call. So busy trying to fit your shoe. So that's what this message is, baby. When you're called to be a generational curse breaker, there is no way that you will still be around the same family. There is no way that you will still be around the same friends. It don't matter what barbecue is queuing. You ain't coming through. You left these people alone because you already went through the cycles with them before, and seeing that they're going to act like they have changed. They're going to act like they know how to control their demons and control themselves. That's just to lure you back in. And once they lure you back in, they're going to beat you back down. They're going to tell you how you ain't changed. They're going to hurry up and project on you. You still the same person. You ain't shit. You ain't this. You ain't that. You ain't nah. They still gonna get on they gonna get on their phone, hit the 3-way motherfucking button, and dial 2 more lines and talk shit about you. So don't fall for it. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Because you are the generational curse breaker of your generation, okay? I love you, Queen. I love you, Kings. Especially my young people.